Hello, I'm Sean Wrest, head chef, Roots York. So today the dish I'm making is cod cheek, fermented honey and pickled mussel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the sauce, which is obviously made with the stock. So the stock itself, we're going to steam off some mussels in a pan with loads of wine and water. We're going to pick the mussels out, we're going to roast them at a high temperature to caramelise them. Then with the stock we're going to infuse the mussels with some kelp, some dried mushrooms, and then we're going to emulsify that with some smoked butter, season it up nice with some lemon juice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our cheeks, we're going to salt them. We're going to salt them in a little bit of salt, but also I've taken the seaweeds, which I'm going to use later on in the dish, and the stuff that we couldn't use I've dehydrated, and we're going to mix that through the salt so it cures the cheeks, and then we're going to poach them in brown butter for about 8 to 10 minutes depending on the size of the cheek. Then we're going to lift them out, drain them ever so slightly, brush them in that lovely fermented honey. Then we're just going to basically char them on one side in a very hot pan. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a white cauliflower puree. I love cauliflower puree, whether it's roasted or whether it's just white. But for this one, just to make it a bit lighter on the dish, we actually just finely slice the edges of the cauliflower so we get like the furry bits off the outside. They have less water in. We cook them very gently down in some butter, a little bit of milk, a bit of cream, blitz that, a little bit of lemon juice in there, you know, salt, pepper, everything that you want in a puree, and then we basically just do some dots of that on the dish as well. So next we're going to do the mussels. Basically we're going to steam them in the oven for just a few minutes just to open the shells, chill them down. We're going to pick the meat out, and then I've made this lovely Kombu Vinegar, which is like a seaweed vinegar, so again like acidity but also richness from the actual seaweed. We're just going to pickle them in that just for 20 minutes just to get that flavour through. Then we're going to take them out the vinegar and we're going to do in this lovely tempura batter, which we're doing in ISI gun, so it's just a little bit lighter. We'll drop them in and then we'll deep fry those so they're nice and crispy. Yep, so to plate the dish we've got our lovely mussel and smoked butter sauce. We're going to go in there with some fresh chopped samphire, split that with a little bit of chive oil, so that's going to go on the plate first. And then next we're going to take our lovely cod cheeks, which have obviously been poached, roasted in the fermented honey, so they'll go on next. So next we've got our tempura fried mussels. They've just been pickled in a little bit of seaweed vinegar into a very light tempura style batter. So they'll go in next, and then basically once they come out we'll dust them in a little bit of the seaweed powder and they'll go on the plate next. After that we've got our lovely rich cauliflower puree, so we'll do a few dots of that, followed by the lovely crispy seaweed, and then after that, just to finish the dish, we've got these lovely oyster leaves from the Black Swan garden, which we'll spray in a little bit of seaweed vinegar and they'll just finish the dish and complete it. So there we have our cod cheek, fermented honey and pickled mussel.